I didn't know nothing about that.
You're just not in my demographic, I suppose.
Hey, if that's how you want to look at it. Let's talk about the shit that's going down. We on live now?
We're
all right, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Welcome to I Wish I Started Sooner with your host, Mr. Michael D. Paylor.
And this is my guest, Mr. You want your whole government out there?
No, we don't do no mess like that. They got enough problems in the world to be worrying about me.
Guest X, I suppose?
Yeah. Unknown.
So, what do you want to talk about? Hey, we just watched the first episode of The Watchmen show.
That was fly. Shout out to Regina King. She should have had a series with her being the main character. She's did a lot for the community and us as a people. She started all the way back there from 227 days. I remember her.
Yeah.
And she held it down with us with the good comic strip. She was like the vocal point of the voice for the Boondocks, which was real good. That's mad love.
I let Olivia get into that show.
The Boondocks?
Mm-hmm.
Man,
she loves it. And she doesn't like the last season, but I probably messed it up for her because I was like, they fired Aaron Groover before like the final.
The main writer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the last season wasn't as good.
Oh, okay.
But they're supposed to be bringing back the show.
You serious?
Yeah. Sometime this year, but I guess it got pushed back because of COVID.
That'll be a good thing. Everything got pushed back. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Like, I was talking to the host, Mike, and see that if he wanted to have every year a yearly wrap up of everything that take place during the course of the year as a segment part of the show, all the way from political to religious to basic day to day, local information, statewide information, and shout out to Georgia, just now getting that stand for that blue.
Okay, so
Democratic Party is the House. Okay, well, the Democratic Party controls the House of the Senate now. There was for years, ever since I believe like 81 or something like that, the Republicans have been running it. And now since the Democrats hold not only even 50-50 split, they got the +2, which is the vice president as well as the president, I believe. That's how that's looked at. But I know that they do control the House.
And it's because of Georgia.
Well, Georgia did their thing, yeah.
Okay.
But, the homie, 45 ain't playing. He won everything coming back. They got 45 recorded.
I was watching the news earlier today, and I don't watch it very often, but they were talking about how there are some politicians that's leaning on the vice president to enact some type of amendment to, like, take Trump out right now because he's inciting this, like, riot and all this civil unrest. So you only got like 2 weeks left, and they're like, might not be soon enough. You
really think that they're gonna bring charges up on him? They're gonna. Well, correction. They're gonna bring the charges up on him, but they ain't gonna stick.
Maybe, but here's the thing: if he's going to go out like this, like a crying,
what you mean going to? He already is.
Then they will bring up charges. If he would have went out with class and dignity, I don't think the next president would have like pursued charges for him.
Let me tell you something.
But now they are.
If Barack Obama, when he became president, right, and things that got more notarized as after his election with the Black Lives Matter, because those things always happen to us ever since we were young. It's like we're tired of letting it happen. The youth is definitely doing a great deal with them. Shout out to the youth. If that happened then, everybody would have said much more worse things about Barack Obama that they even saying about Trump. I ain't never in my life ever heard about somebody with a higher level of class, supposed to be, allegedly, and a higher level to a degree to become the president of the United States with all this drama behind his name. Yeah. Like right now, he's worse than Richard Nixon.
He's been in the news every single day.
But that's his thing. See, that's the one thing about it is people don't want to come to terms with. You won't be able to write Donald Trump out of the history books. You won't. Now, his kids and all that, that's a different story for their lanes or whatever. But himself, Donald J. Trump, oh no, you ain't going to be able to not put him in the history books. I'm glad it's going down this way because I was afraid him becoming president legitimized his family to like follow his footprints. Like I was legit thinking one of his daughters, I think, what is that, Ivanka? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. For president in like the next 8 years. Well, I won't take that and throw it out the window because no matter everything that he did, even though it cast a shadow over his kids or whatever, they also have a brand of their own. That's one thing he did. He did brand them, but no matter what, the tree itself is him.
Yeah, so the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree.
Hell no. And man, something wrong with him with them kids, man. Something wrong. You heard that son talking all that mess, and he was giving statements and saying things that would make the actual person want to get up and rebel or cause like drama or ruckus or something like that.
It's like a call to action, I guess.
This is crazy. I don't care what nobody say. If indigenous people, meaning all people of color, everybody else on this planet except Caucasians. Now, you got good and bad in every race, and be clear with that. Mm-hmm. But these people that's down there in D.C., there's nowhere in hell that they ain't get a dog to bite on their ass, somebody threw some water on their ass, they didn't get shot. Fuck a rubber bullet. I'm keeping that shit 100. We ain't doing that gas, none of that.
I was watching the news, and they were like, they're going to enact the curfew at 6 p.m., and they had this whole countdown. 17 minutes, 15 minutes, all this. It was 6:30.
Man, listen,
still ain't did nothing to
7:45. The National Guard wasn't even in there. Listen, I was checking on social media and stuff like that. Nothing against the National Guard. Thank y'all for your service and everything you do. But that type of situation, you needed the Marines. Don't send nobody else but the Marines and the Special Forces. You told me at 6:45 the FBI's came and got involved with that? Nah, they should have been there. You can't tell me the average person couldn't run up on the White House, because after they did that, if it got even worse, if it is possible.
They did that with Barack Obama. Somebody ran up in the White House. Got all the way in the door, too.
And what happened? They shot him or something, right? Tased him or something? I heard a couple of people had texted me and they was like, oh, a girl got shot. A girl got shot. Yes, she did get shot. Yeah, and from what I seen off the news, she climbed in through one of them doors, and all of that is breaking and entering. All that was breaking and entering. You saw it national. National
TV. But I still feel bad. It's like, yo, you lost your life for a president who doesn't even care about you. Like you were you were just a fool. You didn't even know.
Of course. That's crazy.
Like, she's never even gonna come to terms with it.
You saw what that other lady did? I tried to show it to you earlier. She said that she got maced in the face. Someone out there was helping her. I guess another concerned citizen that's with their group and their beliefs was helping her. What did she say? She said, this is the revolution.
Yeah. So
we're storming the Capitol. Those are acts of terrorism.
In the same breath, she presented herself to be a victim of they maced me. How dare they?
How dare they mace me?
The guy asked a question what were you doing? We were storming the Capitol. This is a revolution.
Is you lucky, crazy?
You lucky mace was the only thing you got.
Listen, let me tell you something. They could sit up there and do all of that, and then when the police got out there did their part about 7:45, because they even had them taking selfies and stuff like this. They had the guy walk through the Congressional Hall, I believe, with a flag of the South.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and what I told you, what I said, bro, he gonna be on Time Magazine. I said, he gonna be on Time Magazine. This is ridiculous. And then they
think they'll be celebrating that image?
Nah, reason being is it's a certain amount of time something took place. That's why that brand of Time Magazine is so strong, and it's you can't really move or budge that. It could put anything in that magazine, but it's a part of something that took place in history that they captured. You know what I mean? They did all that, man, and they just threw a couple gas cans. And it's crazy because guess what? Which people don't realize, in August, there was over 500,000 black people in D.C. No fighting, no destroying, no tearing up nothing. And guess what? All of the people that was doing the stuff after the information stuff went by, they was dressed like those people who was in D.C. today.
Yeah.
And they,
And they also had the National Guard out there before the protests even started.
Oh yeah, remember? See what they did to the news reporter from CNN, the other black guy. Now he had the white cameraman right there. No offense against white people, but they took the black cameraman, snatched the black anchor guy, snatched the mic out of his hand, locked him up, left the cameraman right there. The cameraman, he was strong with his people. He was like, no. He was like, no. We working for this, that, third. We work for the media. He was like, I don't care. He's going to jail. I didn't see that today. I seen people literally grabbing the police, pushing them back. They took the barricades and put them up against the building, and they climbed up the wall of Capitol Hill. Hell no. That's not supposed to happen. No.
Hey, behind you, can you pick up that picture?
Oh, okay.
Pass it to me. Well, you know, there's like two countries. I got another. Oops. I'll put it here. Kai made that for me.
Oh, that's cool. Shout out to my nephew.
Ooh.
We gotta give the kids, and a good prayer for them, hoping that they can see this. And you have parents out there and explaining it to them that this is not how you act in society. This is not how you conduct yourselves. You know.
But in order for us to be able to teach our kids that, we need there to like be some consequences, because if there are no real consequences, how are we going to say this is not how you act? Because obviously they're acting this way and they're getting away with it.
Yeah, it was a lot of things that was going on tonight. Like what was brought to my attention that I never knew was that if they didn't count in all of those ballots by midnight tonight, I'm not sure how it's exactly called, but we wouldn't have had a president or something like that. They would have had a chance to like pull back some votes. He was trying to get certain states to like stop doing counting the ballots at a certain period of time and all this other stuff, so it won't be voted in. You know, it is what it is. You can't lose more than this. Like a whole country dislike like you, but I'm going to tell you, even though that they all might dislike him, guess what? He broke the internet and he had control over it for 4 years. He knew that this was going to come. You can't tell me that these group of people in a mass that they were, all at synchronized timing, knew to go into 4 different directions of that building. You know that, right? They rushed the Capitol from 4 different directions and got through. Where was the police? Where? And then they got their own security, the Capitol security. Hell no. I seen the dude with a camera follow the black guy. You seen him ran up all them steps?
Yeah.
And all them right-wing people was following him and all that stuff? Everybody there. If I saw it, y'all saw it. Take them all to court, let them get arrested, prosecute them, and that'll be somewhat fair.
It should be.
They won't do it no more. They won't do it no more.
But that's what I was thinking. I was like, why aren't they like bringing in paddy wagons and like containment units to like
declare martial law? They said 6 o'clock.
Law. They said 6 o'clock. They should have started enforcing it. But
I am going to tell you this: some of us that's not well off in the way that we grew up as working hard society, nothing against nobody else, we all knew something was going to happen. We knew something was going to happen a while ago. That's why we not comfortable with taking that vaccine, that COVID-19 vaccine. You got people fainting on national TV.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
And then they said, "Don't worry about it." Now I got something that's going to mess your head up. Tell me how. What's the gentleman name that helped create it? Rich. He did something with computers and stuff like that. What's his name? Apple guy. I got Apple guy.
Microsoft guy?
Yeah, okay.
You thinking Bill Gates?
Yeah, Bill Gates.
Right.
Now, you tell me when Bill Gates get a doctrine and to create a vaccine to give it to the whole planet, because him and his wife was down with this. They had this. You haven't been watching the news for a while?
Nope.
Yes. They've been riding this wave with pushing it. But then Dr. Sebi, who does have a doctrine and educated,
he died.
Yeah, he did die, but it wasn't by his hand. He was killed. Everybody know he was killed. And anybody who was connected to it, like, shout out to the late brother who passed away, Nipsey Hussle, was going to keep up with his movie and everything. And then Nick Cannon said he was going to he was going to help out, keep that fixed up, but he fell in a little bit of trouble with the people he worked with. And then they tried to strip that brother from whatever. But you killed Dr. Sebi, who wanted to heal the world, and he has healed people with cancer, AIDS, diabetes, syphilis, all this stuff from herbs and stuff like this. A much more healthier, cleaner way of living, our original way of living as people, not colored people, all people.
Yeah.
And he had a doctrine. He was saving people. But then you telling me, this guy say take this vaccine. It's more gonna come with that vaccine than that. And I heard a couple of people head was getting pushed.
The I Am Legend vaccine.
Yeah, you better get a German Shepherd in a trench coat.
Yeah. By this time next year, you're gonna have a bunch of heavy breathing zombies at your door, like
all of them eating that McDonald's, that 2 for $6.
They're gonna be eating people.
Yeah, shout out to my vapors. There's no product placement around here. Ain't nobody cutting no checks.
Not yet.
Yeah, but we're gonna get there one day. So let's get back talking about the Capitol. Did you see the part when the gentleman, and I'm being very respectable because I'm on your show. Soon, one day, I'll have my own show. Cause my brother, he gonna hook me up and show me how to do it. Come in for a little while, and we gonna get into some deep thoughts on the internet.
We can get into it now.
The gentleman broke up in Nancy Pelosi's office, put his feet on her desk, and wrote a note and left it there.
Damn.
Not only breaking and entering, in every other charge he could get non-humanly possible.
Office had a bathroom. He pooped in it too.
That's funny as hell. And you know what he did?
I'm not even joking.
He probably put ashes on her desk and everything.
It's no way you're going to put your feet on the table.
How the hell you walk all the way up there and he ain't even had that much heel on his boot? Like his feet was coming through the boots. His feet was hurt.
Oh, they got pictures of him?
Yeah, he's all on the internet. The guy's like 50 something years old. You can tell he about that Brokeback Mountain. He came from about the mountains. He had a point to prove, and he got that Trump flag.
Yo, they're coming from all over the country.
Yo, the lady said that she came all the way from Nevada to D.C. To commit a robbery. Because that's all that is. Once you go into it's a robbery. They knocked down those statues that been in there for years.
It's premeditated, man. You had to travel across many states.
I haven't seen what he could do for the country yet, but I know that he has a history with doing a lot of things. But I can say I respected President-elect Joe Biden's statement he made today. Okay. And stating to the American people, and how he ended it too. Because see, a lot of people just saw the statement and what he said and left it go. Before he got off that stage, he said enough is enough with this. He demanded Donald Trump, 45, we call him 45 in the hood, to come on TV and say something. Donald Trump is wilding.
Oh, he's very quiet right now. He's not like...
Donald Trump is in the West Wing of the White House. It's all on the internet. They got pictures of him, everything. I doubt that. I think he in Florida in one of his cribs or something like that. And those is Proud Boys.
Yeah.
And girls. Proud Boys and girls.
And yeah. And
a lot of people could have lost their life.
You know, I heard a rumor that the Proud Boys was originally started by a black guy.
No, I didn't never heard no mess.
I heard a podcast. I believe that's how it began.
I don't know about that, but I know that he cannot sleep well tonight with all the stress that he brought on this country, man. Like, wow.
He don't give a fuck about this country. He never did.
No.
This is about his brand.
Yeah. He gonna go down as the worst president. You got to be a bad joker. I'm gonna say this.
He's not gonna go down as the worst president because his people are always going to hold him like on a pedestal, even once he's gone. Like, look at these jokers that still like love Reagan's era.
Yeah, Reagan helped out the crack era. He brought all them drugs inside the country, and he sold them guns to Germany.
He helped out the crack era?
Hell yeah! A lot of millionaires, a lot of ghetto and urban millionaires. You know what? It was some good. It's good and bad with everything. Reagan didn't directly okay it, but he knew, huh? A lot of millionaires?
There wasn't that many millionaires from the crack era.
You think not? Everybody that you see selling drugs wasn't.
You compare it to how many people was affected negatively.
Oh man, definitely, man, definitely. They killed at least like the offspring, two decades of offspring of people being affected from the crack era, man. There's people still walking around here now. There's people 35, 40 years old that can't even count, can't even read properly, don't even know what's the difference between a dinner fork and a salad fork. And I'm being honest with you. That's like real crazy.
That's
I had to explain.
Fancy shit right there now.
You call it what you want to.
Oh, the dinner fork goes over here. The salad fork.
Wow.
Well, how dare you?
No, I'm just saying.
Come on my show with your uppity ass. All we got is forks. I don't know if these motherfuckers. I got a long fork. I got a little short fork.
Okay.
We got plastic forks.
I bet you blow your soup before you eat it.
Hey, man, did you see the trailer for Coming to America too?
Yeah, I seen a little bit of it. I seen it on the go.
I didn't want it to be good, but it looks good.
Why you want it to be good? Eddie Murphy is due to have a good movie. I didn't want
them to make a sequel. Like, this is my favorite movie, Coming to America. So I'm gonna have a lot of expectations.
Shout out to Eddie Murphy and the whole crew. Arsenio Hall. He put a lot of people to work there. He got a lot of people fed. Got a lot of people jobs.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes in it.
Yes, definitely. He beat that tax. He beat that tax situation. He had to do that little bit of time.
Beat nothing.
But he had to give him that money. Huh?
They took the money and then sent him to jail. He didn't beat nothing.
They could have gave him more time. But if he didn't have a household name, he'd have got more time.
If he didn't have a household name, he wouldn't have the money. Not to pay the damn taxes.
Let me tell you something. He took that money and he made his money. He went overseas. I ain't mad at him. His money went further. You know what I mean? His money went further. They just keep thinking that they ain't come back. I want to bring something up that I know nobody don't want to talk about on the show. Can I do that?
Sure. Okay.
Shout out to Tom Hanks that's sitting home. I'm going to tell y'all about Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks and his wife is on house arrest.
For
Do
what?
the math. Oh, they was trying to get into another country to flee the United States. You know all that mess that they was talking about with Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein and all that other stuff. I've been doing a little bit of research and people been sending me some information. Yeah, he on that freak shit.
So what is he, like, being Me Too'd or like accused of some, like,
doing some stuff that he ain't had no business? And they was trying to leave the country, and they was like, no, they pulled him back to the United States. So instead of putting him in jail, knowing that
Tom Hanks, Woody.
Forrest Gump is a freak.
No,
Forrest Gump is a freak.
No,
Forrest Gump is a freak.
No,
Forrest Gump gotta go to court. Yep, you know shit is crazy.
Not Forrest.
Yeah. That he wasn't looking for Jenny. I'm trying to tell you.
What? I gotta check up.
He broke up the Black Panther Party. Check it out. Him and his wife, they cased up. What's my man name? That got killed, but his girlfriend's still walking around. The man who had the island. He had money. He was like the guy behind the scenes to everything.
Wines? No.
Weinstein. Epstein.
I don't see no news.
How Epstein's, it's not something that, it's out there, but they put it out there and take it back real quick because they don't want you to really put two and two together. But yeah, Tom Hanks and his wife, they caught up in some shit. And to that young lady who keep trying to hit me up on my social media and stuff like that and trying to make slanderous comments on my page, and I'm sitting up there saying, it's a Oriental mother and daughter picture I put up there, and I was like, yo, shout out to my people in Japan. I was showing love and everything, and then I started putting some stuff up for black women and all nationality women. My Irish friend as well, my Irish friend Jim and his family, I put their pictures up. She put up a lot of disrespectful stuff, saying like how the women look and how the men look and stuff like that. Like, you ain't gonna get no look. Like, it's very bad. And then when I put the picture up of Kamala Harris and Michelle Obama, she tried to say one's a hoe and the other one is a man and things of that nature.
Somebody on your page?
Yeah, on my page, a young lady. And I never said nothing disrespectful or rude to her. I was just telling her, back your facts up from what she was saying. She was trying to tell me that Michelle Obama was a man and all this other stuff. Man, listen.
Just some racist stuff?
Yeah.
You should just...
That's between her and God. And I told her, I said, I don't know that. I don't dig that much and pry that much into somebody's personal life in order to slander them. My thing is not slandering, even with 45. I'm not slandering. I'm just telling you the truth. You know what I mean? He's doing bad business out here, very bad business. But I guarantee you, he's not going to lose no money because he believe in any publicity is good publicity. Yeah, he said Fox News and CNN and all of them was fake news. They ain't had no fake news today. They had them cameras and everything out there.
When he get out of office, he's going to write a bunch of books. He's going to make movies. Probably shop a show to Netflix. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's gonna ride out.
They definitely gonna give him a couple of shows to keep that long-term money growing for Donald Trump, because he definitely gonna get it off. Well, he's getting it off. It's a shame that he didn't go out there nationally and have them put up some screens and be like, look, y'all go home. Stop. This is not what I want.
But that is what he wanted.
Yeah. So, because I look at it like this: if a person ain't gonna admit that you don't want it, that means you do want it. Mm-hmm. And he, in the messages that he gave, he put like 3 or 4 tweets out today, and then deleted them shortly after.
A statement. So yeah, he wanted it. But I just checked out this because you got me thinking about Tom Hanks. Yeah, it's like a QAnon conspiracy theory, and they're like alleging that he had some type of pedophilia in Australia. Yeah. I'm not clicking on it. I don't want to get the clicks. Good.
Yeah, it'll keep on feeding. And it was saying that casting couch type lifestyle. It's crazy that they was doing that, man. And getting back out here,
No, I'm saying I don't think he did it. I think
You don't think Tom Hanks did it?
Nah. Not Tom.
I ain't passing no judgment because I don't know. But I was just reporting the news that was given to me. It was a shocker to me. That's why I said, I couldn't believe it. So it's my job, if I get the information, to share with y'all. You know what I mean? For those who didn't get it, who's tuned into, don't forget, I wish I started sooner with the host, Michael D. Paylor. I need y'all to all tune in. It's always a good thing. It's daily knowledge that we share and regular camaraderie between brothers. You know what I mean? And our viewpoints on situations and society itself. But if you definitely want to help out, you can definitely call in. We definitely take calls at any time. You know what I mean? If not, you can email, text. I'll definitely pull it up. Or Mike will.
Oh, you got a number?
No, I don't have a number right now, but I do have a Facebook. Is I Wish I Started Sooner by Michael D. Paylor on Facebook.com. And I believe you're on Instagram as well, correct?
Yeah, it's all Michael Dwayne Paylor.
Okay.
On all the socials. You got your Instagram back up and running?
No, I haven't because I haven't been feeling well, non-COVID, but I had a lot of other responsibilities that overran my time to do that. But I will have it up by the end of the month. And hopefully,
you got to get it up, man.
I have a studio set up area in my home so we can collaborate the shows and sit down to keep the streaming going for you guys. And definitely keep your ear out. My guy, he play old school jams, new school music, but more for people my age, relaxing music that we used to jam to. It's going to be called a night.
What type of music is people your age into?
Soulful music, ballads.
Because I can name a lot of soulful artists who are younger.
I'm gonna listen to you. Let me tell me what you listen to.
Soulful?
Yeah, soulful.
I'm gonna give you the cream of the crop of my generation's musicians. Okay. I'm gonna go Kendrick Lamar.
That ain't soulful.
Oh, it's so soulful. Did you not hear To Pimp a Butterfly? The saxophones.
Oh my God. Oh God. Okay.
That whole album is funky.
That's your flavor. Can't do your thing.
Damn, how did you miss? You sleeping on them?
No, I didn't sleep on my. I just been a little bit busy. But shout out to Kendrick Lamar and everything that you're doing. You
J. Cole, soulful.
Oh, that's the dude right there.
Soulful.
I listen to a couple of his joints on a regular.
Now let me think about maybe a singer. Shit. There's so many. They be popping up. One guy I like who's actually he's like a gospel / R&B singer. Have you heard of a guy by the name of P.J. Morton? I think his dad is also a famous singer, Paul Morton. I can't even say Paul Morton. Anyway, he has a really good album, super soulful. I'm gonna let you check it out because that album feels like New Orleans, like before Katrina. Really good, soulful dude. What else? Rhapsody. You mess with Rhapsody?
Yeah, definitely. And I like Tadal as well. I jam with that. Shout out to the guys who make that music because I got it inside the car, man.
You said Tadal?
I think it's called Tadal. What is it called? Tidal, something like that. It's on the XM radio. It's on XM radio. I don't know if it has to do with the Jay-Z and the Rockefeller thing.
You talking about Tidal?
Tidal? Yeah, Tidal. Okay. Hey, listen here. I'm getting up there in years. I just see it, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? But they have a lot. They have a lot of music on it, and I like that thing that he did for Prodigy, man. That was cool. Like when I'm telling you, he took us back to the old Mobb Deep to the new one, and how they when he was playing all of the Mobb Deep music on there one day, and I thought I was back coming out of the tunnel. Listening to that music, I was like, "Dag, man! Like they really did their thing with that." Shout out to him with all that. I like that. That was cool. I'm starting to enjoy more streaming music and stuff like that. It comes handy because I got like 5 crates full of CDs, and then I just press a button and it's right there.
Yeah, man.
So this 21st century is really getting it on. It's doing this thing.
Yeah, welcome to 2021.
Yeah, man. Happy New Year to all of y'all. And Merry Christmas. I hope everything was all right.
You made it out of 2020. That means you survived the 74th annual Hunger Games.
Mm-hmm. But I got something I want to say too, bro. Y'all need to stop running around here eating all this seafood with that $600 that they gave y'all.
Oh, the stimulus?
You got bills coming.
Is that what people doing with their money?
Man, listen here, man. That's $600. If you see what they did with other countries,
No.
What? Canada was giving their people like $4,000 a month.
Oh, yeah.
Or something like that. And it was a couple other countries, they were doing like $3,500, $4,800 each individual in the household.
Yeah, those little $600 funky ass checks ain't going to rebuild the economy.
Facts. And I also want to say, do not eat that food that they giving y'all in that little box. It's 12 inches by 22 inches. It's a beige box with like 5 cans of some old Goodwill old garbage food. That's a pork out in the can, pork in the beef, and lamb. This, that, third. 6 cups of milk and juice. Now, if you need it, I understand that. If you need it and you don't have, I understand that, and I respect that because I have been there myself. And if it works for you, but if you just taking it just to take it, because they're giving it out, that's not fair, because you're taking it out of the mouth of somebody who really does need it, because it's a lot of hard things going on here. People can't pay their bills, man. Yeah, no. They can't survive, man. And it's not going to get better. So it's going to
we agree that the little $600 funky checks aren't really going to help.
No.
So what do you think, in your opinions, what do you think the government should do as far as how to kickstart the economy?
Honestly, all people of color shouldn't pay taxes.
Okay.
Point blank, period. We should not pay taxes.
A year or just
Nah. Moving forward with this administration, because you're gonna pay taxes in other things.
Well, like sales tax, but
yes,
no state tax, no federal tax.
You should not pay that. You should not.
All
pay
right,
it.
Now let me ask you this, because I think about this when I think about reparations. All people of color, or certain people of color who were born in this country?
All people of color.
So anybody who just comes to this country on a visa doesn't have to pay?
Oh, no. Nothing against them, because they came here from another country where obviously somebody or themselves lived and did what they had to do. I believe that they should have a grace period. They should have a grace period where they might have to pay taxes for like 10, 15 years, but once they got their citizenship, and just say if they received their citizenship and they have to pay taxes for like 5 or 10 years. Then after that, then they fall in the category of not having to pay taxes anymore.
All right, another question. Okay, why then are people of color not paying taxes? Like, what's the reasoning by that?
The country of all, because we're consumers. We're people of color is constantly in need because they don't have the resources as a lot of other people that's not of color. So
saying us not paying taxes means we'll just be blowing it on bullshit that we don't need, just buying
No. That'll set the precedent on the United States actually paying attention to the original agreements that they made with the people of the land. Like the agreements that they made with the Indians and stuff like that. They're just like Oklahoma, and Nevada, and in Arizona, certain tribes are starting to win back their land through court proceedings, superior court proceedings. But also the Chinese that was here will help building the railroads. They shouldn't have to pay those taxes. Any African American,
the Chinese don't get to pay taxes.
No,
either?
listen. Regardless to how people look at how China and Japan and stuff like this, they took a major part in building this country, the United States. They have paid their way. You cannot take that from them. Just like Black Americans, just like Black Americans, indigenous people,
okay,
people of color. They have done more than their part. They have done more than their part. Now, I'm not saying you get that tax break moving forward and you still want a certain amount of money from like welfare, stuff like that. I want to overall say this completely. All the people that's on welfare is not people of color. There are more European people that's on welfare than there's people of color. But I don't think that they should have to pay taxes. They shouldn't. If you was born in this United States, I don't care what's your tax bracket with your family, you should not have to pay taxes because you already got 2 kickbacks before you got 1. 1, you was born that color, and 2, the world is going to treat you a certain kind of way because America is different.
Color.
No, what I'm saying is how the world proceeded.
I don't consider it a kickback.
Okay, you might not, But there's freedoms and liberties, but there's a certain level to it. And you have to sacrifice something to get further on to where you want to go. I believe. You all right over there?
Yeah, I'm just admiring my beautiful brown skin. Enjoying it.
You admiring that hand. Would you believe this, man? My brother bought a pet tiger. He got a damn tiger.
Put some what's her name? Brown skin by...
Rich people, boy.
What was that about a cat?
No,
yeah, I don't know. I was bantering earlier, but yeah, I adopted a cat and it bit me. My hand swelled.
Yeah, he done got him a tiger.
It's just now, like, my pinky's just now coming down. I'm on antibiotics.
But I got to share this too. Thank you to the brother Minister Farrakhan for giving a speech that he did about the people on the internet today. About the situation and trying to keep people calm, and
I need to check that out. I didn't know he spoke.
And keep people calm and keeping a clear head and try to stay away from all that violence, because as history shows, America has been put together on pillaging, robbing, and a lot of other things, antics like this, but never as this mass. I'm speaking for me, not for the whole indigenous colored people on the planet, but we have been hurt and went through a whole lot in the world, but we never forced a hand to run down on the White House. Many of us said it in a small conversation, but we never did it.
Yeah,
we never ran down on City Hall or on the Washington Monument. No, none of that stuff. No matter how bad the United States have treated us in the past, as a people, not a person, as a people. But for what took place to today, oh no, that's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. I couldn't be a vice president or something like that. I couldn't, because I'm not even gonna play with you. I'd have got on one of them loudspeaker phones that's connected to every one of them. I'd have said round them all up, pull them trucks up in here, and lock everybody up. Do it safely as possible. But if they fight, use a certain amount of force, not extreme force to kill them.
Parallel streets blocked off with like trucks with, like I said, the paddy wagons.
Yeah.
I would have had the cell networks.
Took some instruction from the art of war.
Making sure you ping every cell phone that's there. Like,
that's right.
Everybody who participated needs to be identified.
That's right.
Brought in.
Yes.
Into the process.
Yes.
This is the America everybody else has to live through.
That's right. That's right. Because the stuff that was going on today, climbing up the walls, breaking down barricades and stuff like that, you try that in the mall. Try that in the mall. If it was 10 black people standing on a corner in some cities and raised their voice that loud and kicked over a barricade that the city mayor did,
it don't even have to be that much. We're just two black people in a house. We are still in danger of the police kicking down the door and shooting us.
Yes. That's a shame. That's a shame, man. That's a shame. You can't even enjoy the comfortability in your own house. Your neighbor could hear you, and your neighbor can hear me and you sitting here laughing and talking and joking, talking about the game or the fight or something like that. Or either we got into an intense conversation where it's to help somebody, which means that we'd have had two different ways of saying it and opinions, but we had the same goal with it, and they call the cops.
Came to the house, thought this was his house, came inside, saw us, shot us dead.
And exactly. And they would have let him moonwalk off the stage like nothing didn't happen and gave him a year's pay and then whatever from there, or gave him desk duty. That's a shame. You gotta hold them to the same standard that they do everybody else. You have a choice. You have them the tasers. Ain't that many people that get shocked is really gonna be able to pull it out and get it off.
Yeah.
Unless you solidly in shape or you high on something with a hell of a damn adrenaline rush in order for that taser not to calm you down.
But there's still different ways to
to control a person, to calm a person down. Yeah. They have all that equipment. They have months of training. You don't have to kill an individual.
Nope.
It goes back.
Dude, let me tell you. Months ago, there was like a suspected break-in across the street. And then the police came knocking on the door to ask if the Ring camera recorded anything. These jokers all had AR-15s strapped around their necks in our neighborhood. It's like, why are these big-ass military rifles, which the bullets go through multiple walls, inside this area? For what? Why don't you guys just have a service pistol? Like, you don't need this heavy-handed, like, policing.
Well, I agree with you, but to a certain degree, because nowadays the guns that these kids are getting in their hands in these streets are ridiculous. They're getting AR-15s, AK-47s, rocket launchers. They getting these guns from somebody, and the police want to compete. But listen, the one thing about it is that government funding, that state funding, they get a little bit more than that.
If the police are shooting at the the criminals, I guess, we're in the crossfire.
Yeah, we're going to be considered collateral damage.
Yeah.
And then our family got to bury us, and 90% of people in our age and younger, they don't think about life insurance and stuff like that. They don't think about stuff like after you die, what's going to be set or put forth, to help out your family or help out the loved ones to even bury you. People don't think like that no more, man. You can't even have a disagreement with a daughter or a spouse or something like that without the police automatically throwing you against the wall, putting you on the ground, putting your knee on your neck, handcuffing you, shooting you. Just like the young lady who had passed away in Georgia not too long ago, they didn't even find the police officers guilty, and they shot so many bullets in this girl. It went through the building, it went through the house, just like with the George Floyd thing. Breonna Taylor.
Oh yeah,
yes, the sister Breonna Taylor lost her life, and then the police automatically get off. No, because you know why? If me and you sitting in here, right, and you get up and go to the bathroom and say there's another person in here, and they end up dead. You could ask me 1,000 times, what happened? I can explain it. But at the end of the day, there's a dead body in this room when you walk back in here. And you know one thing that come in your mind. You didn't do it. You don't want to be involved. It's in your house, but it's your responsibility. So you're going to have to explain something to the authorities. You're not walking away and pissing the wind thinking it ain't going to happen no more. What are you, crazy? They got all these people out here doing all this stuff. The fentanyl. You see what's going on with this fentanyl, this drug that they got going on there? No, they have it's a drug out here that these people are using. It's like higher than that K2 and all that stuff. It's like it's called fentanyl. Man, this thing is all over the place, man. It's all over the place. Yes, and they're using it. They got them out here looking like Night of the Living Dead on the ground.
What's it do?
Like that.
Like what class is it in?
Get you high as fuck and get your ass looking crazy as hell. And guess what? The police do stuff like this. Are you all right? Can you breathe? If I'm a police officer and somebody's on the ground like that, my first thing is to detain them. And if it's usually two officers, if I grab the arms, you grab the feet, we both handcuff them. Ain't much you could do. Call back up, put him in a car, get him to where they got, get him somewhere safe to get his body detox. They ain't thinking like that no more. They don't even have the neighborhood police that walk in the neighborhood.
No, they all get their own personal squad car, which I think is a waste of money. And
then they're saying that they're afraid of the COVID if they have two officers ride together, and just like with anything that's dealing with that type of business stuff.
Before COVID, I remember 2 years ago, I was driving, and I passed about 8 squad cars, and they were detaining one person, and there were 8 officers, and I was like, y'all can't share cars? These were SUVs.
Yeah. Those are tax dollars, man. Yeah. There's a lot of waste that's going on tax dollars. I could say this: the United States, for years we have saw this, that they give all this money to all these countries, but it's so many homeless people. Have you ever been in Philadelphia to that park? It's like a tent park or something like that they had. They just really closed it down, but they're trying to give the people some way of help and security and getting back on their feet. They could have been did all of this.
Yeah.
If America is great and beautiful and the strongest and the best country in the world, there shouldn't be homelessness here.
Nowhere near.
There shouldn't be starving here.
I don't think America has reached anywhere close to its potential as far as what it could be. And when I worked in Newark, every time I had to go to the Penn Station, there'd be hundreds of homeless people sleeping outside because they kick them out of the station when the station closes at, I think, midnight.
Yeah.
And so they just got to tough it out in the cold.
And then you got to think about it. All these abandoned schools, YMCAs, things like that. Put the money into that. Give the homeless people a place to stay so they can have a good night's sleep, a shower.
Something, yes.
And no offense to nobody, do something for these vets, man. There should not be no human being that served in any armed forces on this planet to take care of this and give us this freedom that we have, even though we have this commercial going on with 45. The freedom that we have, they should be able to be treated. They shouldn't even have to pay taxes and all that stuff neither. That's the lazy thing. They should automatically give them a home. They should give them a home. And then let they little bit of money from VA or whatever pay their bills and stuff like that. There's people out here that's like,
so they live in tax free too, and they get a free house.
Yeah, they gave their life. They gave their life to defend this country. You shouldn't have to come back and deal with the
not
day-to-day
everybody
BS.
who signs up for the armed forces turn into Rambo. Somebody's just typing. You remember that movie? I'm gonna get you, sucker. Mm-hmm. And dude came back. He was like,
he was a secretary.
I'm just saying, everybody
and my
who
man
signed up shouldn't be getting a damn house.
No. I think they need to get rid of welfare.
Maybe
I think they need to get rid of welfare. What do you think about that?
Hold on. Maybe if you get to a certain rank in the military, then you get your free house. Mm-mm. But if you just use some like
die in another country, for serving the country,
wait,
and what do your family get?
About only the people who die in war, their families get the house.
People like it's like a job. If you work 25 years, you get a retirement or whatever. Usually, people that gets into the military, they do 10 years or more.
Okay.
If you do, they get their grants and all that other stuff. If they do 10 years, they gave up a nice chunk of their life. They should be able to get that home.
But it ain't
and don't pay taxes on it. They just pay their mortgage and stuff like that.
It's still a job.
You don't make a lot of money in the military.
There's a lot of jobs you don't make a lot of money. But
it's not a lot of jobs that you have that any day you can get your wig pushed back. Or somebody tell you have to eat now or you have to do this, that. You have to do it.
But also you're signing up for it.
Yeah.
If you was being forced to do that, then maybe that's a different story.
Well, maybe they should bring that back. Remember how, what it was called in the past?
The draft?
Yeah, the draft. And get some of these young thugs off these corners and out these prisons and put them in, huh?
I mean,
listen, I'm talking about just say somebody named Raymond who got a gun charge and he's 18 years old and he got a second charge, but he really want a good life and you can see it or whatever. Put him in the military.
I got a game. It's called If I Was the President.
All right, let's play.
All right, so if I was the president, I would make it mandatory that every person in government was actively enlisted in the U.S. forces. Now, that means senators, who else is in there? Senators, governors, all these jokers.
Okay.
And I'm going to make it so that age isn't going to be a problem. I don't care if you're 75 years old. Get your old ass on the line. Stand at attention. Like if you're going to be, if you're going to serve this country and government, you're going to also serve or be active to be called to serve your country. That's for one. Also, if I was president, I'd put term limits on everything.
Such as?
Supreme Court judges, term limits, senators, governors.
I would definitely do that because there's people that sit in them seats for 30, 40 years. Mm-hmm. And listen, 30, 40 years, making $210,000, your medical and your benefits and all that.
Off of the lobbyists.
Yes. And they making buku money for all that years. That's taking that money and passing it down, building their family empire, their legacy, and all that other stuff.
But they're getting rich and powerful.
But it'll never have the doorway open for somebody else to come up in there. Nobody else
can come in. And the longer they stay, the harder it is to get them out of there.
Yeah, yes, definitely. And I understood your point where they have to do a term in the military, but I would want some regular people there too, because there are a lot of good people in the inner cities that's doing good.
Only people
who should be sitting there, who should be sitting there and helping out with the laws, and that's a part of the people because it is for the people.
Yeah.
It wasn't for all the people.
But I want them to remember that they are servants of this country.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, people get beside themselves.
You could become a governor or a senator and get mad money and wipe your ass with the Constitution and turn your back on the very people that you're supposed to be helping.
Yeah, they do that on a small level as well. They do it on a small level as well as on that large scale as well. But I agree with you with that.
So what do you think?
If
you was the president, what would you do?
First, I would clean up the homeless, and I would take care of the vets, and I would re-advise the welfare program, the welfare system, the system that they have for welfare that they had designed for years. I would entirely revamp it. I would entirely revamp it. You will not be sitting home collecting welfare and I'm paying 80% of your rent and you're getting a portion off of your bills and everything else. And you're still getting about $500 or $600 in cash and then another $600 in food stamps a month. That's not happening. No, you're going to get a job. You're going to get up and you're going to work. And guess what? I will revamp how these men pay child support.
But is that the president's job though?
Sometimes, listen, being the chief commander, sometimes you got to be able to come down to fix stuff in order to keep the foundation has to be fixed and adjusted in order for you to get back up there and make the correct decision that you make or put the right people in place.
I guess.
You know,
I would you do something with like reparations or something.
I would definitely do reparations.
I guess getting lower child support payments is cool too.
Nah, it's not about lowering the child support. That man is it's going to be 50-50. Like, if that man has medical and dental and all that other stuff, that woman got to have medical and dental and all that other stuff.
Yeah, I believe that.
If they're not together, I'm not getting into that part of it. But
adults,
half of that year, half of that 6 months of that year, that child is going to be with that man.
Yeah. If
he's not in that household 6 months of that year, he's going to be with him, and he's going to be held at the same regard and standards as she is. Now, as in reparations wise, there's a lot of ways that you could take care of that. I would definitely straighten out a lot of things for a class of people.
How so? And what class are you referring to?
Like the educational system.
As in what? You want to start educating the people?
Of course, that's the number one. You got to always educate the people. But
if
first
you
of all,
the people, they will upthrow the government.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Not in all hands. It's all according to how you're looking at it.
If you don't educate them enough, they will also overthrow the government. But if you educate them too much,
you have to be able to give the people the truth. That's why 90% of this earth
is... The people can't handle the truth?
You are wrong. There's a lot of people out here that knows the truth.
I don't know.
And majority of them don't share the truth because of what might kick back on them or what might be said or what might be done to them. But you would have to revamp the educational system. Like, there's so much things that African American people, Indian people, and Chinese and Spanish people had did to this country and had invented in this country that we use day to day that we don't really even know. All we're doing is this to the kids today. Give them the laptop, give them the touch screen, give them the phone. Anytime you not on that same level, everything is different. So I would change that.
I definitely agree with the...
It would help young black boys.
Revamping the education system, because a lot of the information they require our kids to learn aren't life skills.
No, not at all.
I heard Dame Dash say it. He summed it up perfectly. Like, why are they forcing everybody to learn algebra and nobody is being taught how to pay taxes?
Or control a bank account. Or know how to spell. But
that's done purposely.
Yes. That's why I said revamp the whole educational system. You have to have these classes.
But again, like you have to look at the entire pie. It's just a slice. A lower education system allows for them to
control you more, but also force you to pay for higher education. Yes,
at a premium, and put you in debt.
But then, I was just about to say that. I concur.
So if they start educating the kids properly, then they probably won't need to go to college because they'll be smart enough to.
Well, there's a lot of people that's well off financial and things like that didn't go to college. There's people out here who has degrees that's working at McDonald's on fries right now.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? There's people that I know that sat in good political seats. And I guess that world wasn't strong enough for them. Guess what they doing? They was driving trucks right on the side of me. You know what I mean? So you don't have to go to college. We was taught that that's the best way to go. That's the best way to go. That's the best way to go.
Part of the American dream that they were selling everybody.
Yeah.
That dream of you get a good job, you send your kids to college, you buy a new car every 4 years. They were just teaching consumerism. Keep consuming.
Yes.
So a lot of people maintain that I have to go to college to get a good job thing, not knowing that the only thing that college guarantees you is debt. It doesn't guarantee you a degree. It doesn't guarantee that degree is going to make you money. The only thing you can count on is that you're going to get into debt when you go to college. And you may not even get a good education.
And guess what? You're going to leave this earth on with somebody. You're going to leave. I've witnessed and I have buried enough people to know that when they left, they was like, oh, well, they wasn't. The bill collectors was like, we got to pay these bills. No, we ain't got to pay anything. That person is gone. You know what I mean? You know how hard it is now to bury somebody? Keep on thinking not getting no insurance or nothing like that. And, Leon and them, they got it. Nah, brother. You got to come with some money.
A debt collector called me earlier today. I told him I died 2020. I'm a ghost.
You told him you died from the COVID. Boo. Let me tell you something. I had a friend of mine said this to me. He said, man, I ain't dealing with, he's an older guy. He's like, man, I ain't arguing with none of these young people today. They crazy, this, that, third. I was like, why you keep calling them crazy? That's like demeaning them to the lowest standard on earth. He was like, no, I'm not saying it like that. He said, before somebody throw a punch at me, I'm going to cough on them. I said, what?
That is a good
I said, let me tell you something. You know, that's a charge.
You're still going to get punched.
That's a charge. Oh, you're going to get punched. Yeah. And then that person got to sit up there and worry about their life for the next 4 or 5 days. But it's a charge, just like spitting on somebody. You can get charged with that.
Yeah, as you should.
And they need to charge all these Karens out here. Charge all these Karens.
Them jokers. That's one of the other things I noticed about those protesters in D.C. They were not wearing masks.
Oh, no.
And they're from all over the freaking country.
And they're going to go back.
That's another reason they should have detained these jokers.
They should quarantine them. Listen,
mandatory quarantine.
They got over 700.
These people are so stupid.
The way it's going to come out is clear. Is like I said, you got over 700 Spanish, Mexican, Peruvian, and Cuban kids in the detention center that have not seen their family in 2 to 3 years. Why are you telling me that you can't grab all these people together and put them in the detention center right next to them until you find out who they are, what's their name, where they live, give them their charges, and set it up from there?
Out there brought their damn cell phone. Every single one of them.
This is the United States. Listen, don't get it twisted. We got some technology. So they could peep in that phone like every other phone, this computer camera and everything else.
Right now.
And they can find out. They'll find out.
Biggest
people
snitch.
are crazy. Nah, man, I'm not with that at all, man. They did all of that stuff for what? For what? That right there is the perfect example of white privilege.
Yeah, it is. Because, man, it's just crazy that
it looked like Summer Jam in 2001. That's how it looked like Summer Jam when they was all trying to kick everybody out and they just started fighting the police. That's how big it was out there.
I don't remember Summer Jam.
You was young then.
Never went. It feels like the poor man's concert.
It never was. It was nice. It was good. It was supporting. It was a time of life.
You ever been to a concert?
Yes.
Outside of Summer Jam?
Yes.
Who?
I went to what's the OJ's concert down in Philadelphia when they had it down in Philadelphia. That was smooth, man. They did their thing there. I went to the Roots concert in Philadelphia. I went to Casey and JoJo concert. That was inside. At Temple University, and that was nice. It was them, Jodeci.
Panties on the stage.
See, now there you go in that other type of life. I ain't in type of that, bro. You crazy. I just like good music. You know what I mean? I support the classics, man.
You was there with a woman, though, right?
A woman, of course. I was there with my queen, my wife.
With your homies.
I ain't in that mess with you. Don't try to run that game on me, brother.
All right, those are some good.
Nothing against people. That's your life. That's your life. That's just not my life. You know what I mean? You're going to have some people out here marching outside the studio making jokes like that.
Now's a good time to cancel me. Nobody's paying me yet.
Then you're going to come back as the Black Howard Stern.
Yeah, once you get on, that's when you go back and start cleaning up all the old shit. But
yeah, we're going to definitely try to put something together, man. You know, I'm going to have Mike hook me up, show me what to go do or whatever. Give me the knowledge of how to handle this and how to approach it, and then we're going to move on it from there. Definitely. I'm enjoying this. I definitely enjoy this. Do we have any callers out there? I'm going to see if I can get somebody on the line. I want y'all to tune in. Definitely next week it's going to be real good. We will have a great show for y'all. I'm going to see if I could pull somebody up on the line right now.
Pull who up?
One of my homeboys.
Freestyling?
One of my homeboys. Shout out to Burlington County Rough Riders. 609 stand up. Got to show that love. Shout out to Rough Riders Lifestyle.
I think this is the first time in the history of podcasting or any type of show where the guest comes on the show and then bring a guest of his own.
You know, I just try to show love to my people. Yeah. You know what I mean? And let them see how everything is. And, you know, if you don't try to share how you gonna get far? How you gonna get further in life? You know, you ain't gonna share. I got my homegirl on here. You can hear me, Miss Bartender?
Yes.
All right, check this out. You on live right now. You on I Wish I Started Sooner with your host, Michael D. Paylor and Brother X. You can say shout out and tell them about your show. I'm going to put you up to the mic. Go ahead.
My show? Tomorrow is T Chronicles.
Okay.
Tune in tomorrow at noon on Facebook Live.
Okay.
Hit me up, Tierra Green, Miss Bartender.
Okay.
Like I said, at noon. Got a great topic to talk about tomorrow.
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure y'all do that. Can I get some behind it? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Anything else you want to let the people know, Miss Bartender?
Stay safe. Wash your hands. Wear your mask, and everybody be safe. Have a good night.
All right, no doubt. Thanks, Miss Bartender, for checking in with us.
Who that?
All right. Have a good night, bro.
You too. Huh?
Harpo. Who that woman?
That's my sisters in Double R. You know, we putting it together. Showing mad love out here, man. I just really can't believe this. I'm pull another guest one time, you know, see this guy Indio from up North Jersey and see what's going on and see what's happening with the people out there and how they take it on and stuff that's going on to the Capitol. See if he pick up the phone. You want to reach out to Brother Ralph X to see what's going on with him? See how he feels?
Oh, yeah. Why not? He always have something. See if his wife let him pick up the phone.
Oh, wow.
You said Tom Hanks was a pedophile. How dare you, sir?
Hey, man, it ain't what I said. It's what them people got to prove for me.
You are a toy, Woody.
I'm a what?
You are a toy.
You are crazy.
Lining. Is it ringing? I can't hear it ringing. Hello?
Mike, what's up?
What up, bro?
Not much.
Welcome to I Wish I Started Sooner with your host, Michael Dwayne Paylor in the building.
So Woody's over here. We're having the show again. He insisted that I called you. What are you doing? Were you in bed?
No, yeah, on my way, though. I got to get up in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
What y'all talking about?
The civil unrest that's going on in Washington, D.C. with the Trump supporters. You're closer down there. Like, how does it feel? You got your eye on your neighbors?
No, I ain't worried about nobody. Don't have to bring that here. Matter of fact, I'm looking for me a biting trip. Shit. Give a fuck. I mean, you got some supporters that's like overacting like that, and then you just got some that support them, but not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not trying to take it that far. So it's like, it's not all of them that's doing that.
Have you been watching the news or keeping up with it?
Yeah, I'm still watching that shit. I was watching that shit earlier with Woody.
Did they start beating any of their heads in yet?
Huh?
Like the police, did they disperse the rioters?
I mean, they were dispersing them, like trying to move the line back and stuff like that. They wasn't doing nothing like they was doing like if it was black people.
Did they do any? Did they apprehend him like how they did George Floyd?
Hell no. They sit here taking bottles to the head and
standing there taking
pepper spraying the police.
They still taking selfies.
They get punched in the face. But okay, move along, citizen.
Excuse me, could you put that flag down?
Just
and just to let you know, your Coca-Cola bottle's on fire.
It feels like we live in two different worlds, yo. Like a parallel dimension almost.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like we're in Stranger Things.
I was watching it when I first came home.
We got to deal with the demagoguing and these jokers.
I was looking at the news because of I was trying to find out, who won the Georgia race. And I knew they was doing that today, that Trump rally thing. But I didn't know it was going to be like that.
Yeah.
They start showing clips of that, and I'm like, yo, what is y'all doing? Shoot them people. What is y'all doing? Where them rubber bullets at?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They said
when we was protesting before it even got violent. It got violent because they was out there shooting people and everything else. That's how it turned violent. They didn't say anything about that. We was just walking in the street, signs, everything. They out there with assault rifles.
Yeah.
Did they show up to DC with the rifles? I didn't see any.
But then you attacking a state capitol building, and they're not even drawing their guns.
Yeah. One lady got shot as of
just one.
Oh yeah, they gave her that act right.
Many?
She had some people bust through a window, and she climbed through the window, and that Glock 19 put her back through that window.
That's so sad. I feel bad for her, yo.
Yeah.
Somebody put her up to it. Like, hey, Debbie, you're skinny. You can go through, and then she got popped.
Correction. Hey, Karen, climb through here. And you know what? Somebody lost their daughter tonight.
Yes.
A child lost their mother tonight. All because what?
Because of Trump. He gave him the whistle. He blew it.
And I have to give some. I have to blame them to some degree.
Yes, they do get.
Because you can't sit up here and tell me some man that you know for a fact that ain't right gonna put you with a group of people to convince you to go and do this.
But he been enticing that ever since the elections. Even before the elections, he said if I lose, it's because they rigged the elections. So he already got in these people's mind that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, come on, that little boy that did that 3 shootings during the riots that we was having.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? The protests. He's out on
happened
bail.
To him?
He's out on $2 million bail.
They let that guy go.
They let him go. You got business owners and people who support Trump put up money to bail him out. They put up a $2 million bail. He's out on bail.
A certified murderer.
He shot a guy dead in the street. You're not a cop.
You're talking about that kid that the cops completely walked by, and he had that AR-15, and he was out there with his mom and him. Yeah, exactly. Man, like,
and that's what they was talking about that earlier on the Steve Harvey show. They was like, yo, y'all shoot this guy that y'all not charging these officers with in the back 7 times, talking about he was a threat, but he was running away from y'all. You know what I mean? But this kid with an AR-15 that just shot 3 people, he's not a threat.
Yeah. It's
crowd
like
of people that's storming the Capitol building, that's not a threat.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Like, it's a 2-dimensional world.
Yeah, this is.
You know what I mean?
This is a lot of wickedness, man.
And it's disrespectful as a motherfucker. I'm glad we won the House, yo, because I'm like, yo, this white privilege shit got to stop, yo. Because if it was any other race, I don't give a fuck if it was Chinese, Spanish, any other race would have got treated totally different.
I got a question for you. We were playing this little quick game I just invented called If I Was President. If you were president, what would you do differently? What would you change?
Change a lot of shit.
Okay.
I mean, fucking, first of all, like I said, that white privilege shit would end. Like, everybody would definitely have to be treated fairly.
How would you go about doing it?
If you're a white man with a gun, I mean,
How would you go about doing it? I mean, you were very...
How would I go about doing it?
You're vague.
There's these laws. They got these laws in place that protect them, but don't protect us.
But you know what? Those laws was put in so long ago that they don't really even apply to what's going on today. But there's so many people of color that had to spend so much time in jail. There's people getting out of jail for doing 45 years, 35 years, 65 years and stuff like that, and they never committed the crime. But
committed the crime.
And that happened to a young brother that just got out. Well, he's not young now. That just happened to. But you know what? I was thinking about it when I seen the views of it on television, right? And it's crazy. You're going to lock up Bill Cosby because 75 years ago, these girls said that he gave them a pill and he had sex with them or whatever, and you destroyed his name and everything else. We all know the story about Bill Cosby. You did all of that stuff to him, right? But the woman who Emmett Till got killed, murdered, and lynched for just admitted 3 to 4 years ago that it was a lie, and she's still walking around. So lock her ass up.
No, I think she died. But you're saying...
well, guess what? Anything that's what her whole entire estate should go to the Emmett Till family. He lost his life.
Yeah. So you're saying basically there's history repeating itself, like Bill Cosby's going to pass away eventually, and then the accusers are going to come clean about it?
Of course. They're going to do that. They're gonna do that. That's why. Let me say something, Ralph. That's why you can't tell me that the United States technology is not that good, where they can find out everybody who was there, all on them porches, climbing up them walls and all that stuff, and charge them on the simple fact that you went and got somebody. You went back, got assumingly 35 women from 1953 that Bill Cosby supposedly did all this stuff to, and you did all this stuff to his world and to his life and everything else. Come on now, let's be for real. No. Now, and I'm not now. When I'm saying this, I'm not taking nothing away from women that did happen to. However it went down. It's supposed to be done legally and through the law, and however the law prevailed for the land, it is what it is. That's understandable. But them women, come on, man. Not even a man with one eye with no hands wouldn't even do that.
Had them sign a disclosure, and they got paid to be quiet. A new prosecutor came along and totally ignored that whole shit and charged them anyway.
Yeah,
talk about, well, I didn't make that deal with you. The last prosecutor did.
Yeah.
The only reason why Bill Cosby even admitted it is because of the disclosure he had, and he really couldn't have been charged for it. But again, those women got paid for it already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No different than R. Kelly and them girls and their parents and everything. They was getting paid for it.
I don't care what nobody say. There's no way in the world, nowhere in the world that I know that my daughter or my niece or something like that is sitting inside a building and some mega star got a studio in this building and they sitting outside knocking on the door talking about something. We heard somebody in there. We heard somebody whispering and we seen our kid in the thing. Listen, the world is getting to a point where you're going to have to do it yourself. You know what I would have did? Honestly, I'd have took my truck or my strongest vehicle, and I would have crashed it in front of that doorway. So since I can't get in now, nobody can't get out. And then I'm going to back my car out, and I'm going in and I'm going to get my family. Yeah. I'm going to get my family. And guess what?
I would light that shit on fire.
I would rather.
Wait a minute.
I would rather.
They was getting paid
when it was a young lady supposedly inside this studio that
with
looked at
R. Kelly?
Yeah, with R. Kelly.
I didn't watch any of those documentaries because I thought it was tasteless. So I don't know this story.
But, you know.
Master P was saying the same thing. Like, yo, ain't no way my daughter would be in somewhere and I know she's there and I'm just going to call the police. No, I'm burning that bitch down. You coming the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's
simple as that. But those
ridiculous.
people was getting paid. And that's why his dumb ass did that interview. It was like, I was paying them. Like, as soon as he said that, I'm like, it's over for your ass.
And but see that right there could tell you that right there could tell you that how wicked the world has gotten because people are selling their children just to say I know a star or this star bought me you can never put a price on my offspring.
I think it's worse now. I think people are really obsessed with fame and wanting to be famous.
Definitely. Every time a star is, he getting that heat on him from the powers that's over him starting to come down on him. They all want to run the church. They all want to make a lot of different church songs and church music and stuff like that to get them back good with the people and stuff like that. But that's the mind of the people today. Their mind is so set on purchasing. You play, the words don't even have to mean nothing. If it's a catchy beat, they'll like it. And then they'll spend that money for it.
Yep.
And then they blame everything like saying, oh, it's because of the internet. Oh, it's because of hip hop. It's because it's, no, it's not.
That was a great album, by the way.
What's that?
Because of the internet.
But even if you say, even with like R. Kelly and Bill Cosby, Elvis married the young girl too, but nobody said nothing about that.
That's right.
I want to be clear.
She was 14. It was a lot of rock and roll stars that did the same thing, but y'all ain't make this this BS about them. Y'all always seem to make it about black people. You know
that's that's the way that the system has been programmed. The system has been programmed. Like I've been looking in a lot of out of the country property and stuff like that. Your money go a long way, like in Africa and Guyana and stuff like that. Not saying that I'm going to live there. I wouldn't mind visiting to see that one day possibly, but your money will go so much more further. But for years we was taught that when you see views of Africa, it's always some old Sambo type guy.
It'd be
with
those
a bone through his
infomercials,
nose.
with the kids with the flies on their faces.
Stomachs looking like they 9 months pregnant,
looking like
eating some rice or some mud or something like that.
But there's some beautiful places out there. I was even thinking about retiring out there. There's some nice ass places out there that have like damn near zero crime. They're beautiful out there.
I'm telling you, I'm going to
what is it?
Durban. I'm going there. South Africa.
You just don't see it, but there are some really nice places out there to go visit.
And it's a lot of
people are nice.
It's a lot of indigenous American people who have moved out to other countries and been very, very successful.
Black people out
very
there.
successful.
There's white people out there also. There's, people of different sorts of color that lives out there and got homes, houses, businesses. And people are nice. People just out there to live. They ain't with the BS. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to throw a little bit
of crime out there. They tell us.
What part of Africa would you be interested in moving to, Ralph?
I like Cape May.
So South Africa?
Mm-hmm. By the equator, it's nice all year. All the buildings are nice and colorful. I've been reading up on it. Like, they friendly as hell out there.
Hold on, let me just double check. Cause
the crime is low.
That's anywhere you live, If you protrude that type of negative energy and want to be around that type of drama, it's definitely going to come with it. But if you're a person that minds your business and make good, honest, adult, proper decisions, you would know what's good for you and your family and where you want to be at. You know what I mean?
Out there, beautiful. I'm like, yo.
Man, have you seen the houses in Ghana?
Cape.
You could get a four-bedroom home with a huge backyard living room right off by the ocean for $35,000.
Every time they show you our country, like on TV, or they've been doing that feed the kids on TV, it just look poor, look fucked up over there.
And I also want to say this. I've donated a lot of money over the years to those telethons and stuff like that.
You ain't send them no.
No, serious. So I think that Latter-day Saints to start doing something for these people in these communities because they got a lot of money from people. They got a lot of money from people, just like the Jerry Lewis Foundation and telethons for years. They need to get that money back to the people.
At night watching Arsenio and Apollo, remember, used to come on like real late at night. Used to see these commercials right after that. I don't even see these commercials no more. Like where did those programs and those, you know what I mean? Those people go.
I think it's Cape Town. Like, were you referring to Cape Town?
Yeah, Cape Town.
I'm looking for Cape May. I'm like, ain't no goddamn Cape May.
I know it was like at the tip of Africa at the bottom.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. Like you see it, like the homes, the house, everything is just colorful, like nice. It's just beautiful. It's just like, you just want to be able to go somewhere where you don't got to keep looking over your shoulder.
You know what I would do? I wish I could do if I had like won the jackpot or one of those Mega Millions or Powerballs. I would like to rent like 40 cruise ships and take a whole bunch of Black Americans back to Africa. On those cruise ships. They'll come back different. Yeah, but
I always wanted to go over there.
Ships, I want us to go
so
back.
When I come back over here, I'm not over here because my ancestors were slaves over here.
Hold on,
I'm
Ralph.
over here now because I chose to come back over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just thought it would be dope, but Woody over here looking at me like he got some something to say.
What? You asked about the statement that you made?
Yeah. Well,
my statement is this: I wouldn't mind going to visit Africa.
You're not going?
Why wouldn't I?
Because
my number one place that I ever wanted to go
you
is
keep
Egypt.
Telling everybody that you
no, don't do that. I know what I am. I know what I am. You don't know who you are. You don't know who you are. You crazy.
I know who I am.
See, he trying to get his little ratings up by throwing some shade, but you ain't gonna do that over here with your tight face.
Woody has India, remember?
And that's what he say,
and that's a fact.
So
and that's a fact. But see, you know, anywhere you go, Ralph, they can't have vodka. Because you'll start a revolution.
Don't let this guy find Russia on the map.
If Ralph would have been that dude who threw a bottle at the police with some fire on it and said, let's go. Man, you crazy.
Yeah, but I thought that'd be cool. Everybody on a ship, we go at the same time and we light up the ocean. We have like fireworks, bands like college, historically black bands, like all that.
People thought about that, though. You ain't the only one who thought about that. But at the same time, they thought about that, and they were like, yo, what's stopping these people? I'm not even going to say white folks or Caucasian. What's stopping those people from sinking those ships or sending the Navy out there, or, you know what I mean?
Oh, you mean we can't all be at
every time you turn around, they have to destroy us
at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah, that sucks.
Next thing you know, you got a F-150 fighter flying over your boat, dropping bombs.
They totally do that too. We were just watching Watchmen, And it opens with a scene from Tulsa, Oklahoma, when they burnt down the Black Wall Street. Have you seen that show yet?
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
It's pretty good, man.
I heard about it. I was reading articles about it.
Yeah, what is your thoughts on the commentation that we got from President Joe Biden today about the situation that's going on at the Capitol?
I didn't get to hear him speak. They never put on what he said. They said he spoke.
Yeah, he did. He looked like a father that was pissed off, and he came home, and all his kids gave a bad party, and they tore his whole house up.
Obama spoke. They said Bill Clinton said something. Everybody was disgusted about what happened. Yeah. Even George Bush. And I'm like, George Bush?
Yeah, he was outraged.
Like, did 9/11 happen on his watch?
Yeah. Hold on. We just got a caller in right now. Mush from 201 Jersey City. Could you give us your opinion on everything that took place at the Capitol? And also, I want to say to you, welcome to I Wish I Started Sooner with your host, Michael D. Paylor, and the guest unknown. Go ahead.
Dwayne Paylor.
What's going on? I'm happy to be on the podcast.
All right. Appreciate you. What's your opinion on today that took place on at the Capitol, man? Your feelings. You can give it to us raw as it is.
Well, my opinion, I wouldn't have even been there.
Okay.
Because what's going on, and it's all about the white people. And they got their things they need to get together and get it situated.
What they need to get situated, man, if they run the country. What is that? They privileged.
Well, the color of their skin.
Okay. You see, what really you took a part of that was like how bad it got. How bad you think it got?
On a scale of 1 to 10, it was a 10.
It was a 10. So what you think was the best way to handle that situation to get the D.C. people back safe and the city under control? What you think the best way to go about getting it right?
Well, you can't really explain a right or wrong because everybody have their right way of putting it in perspective. Everybody had a wrong way of putting it in perspective.
Okay, so I got a question for you. So if over 50,000 people of color, indigenous people of color, ran up and started climbing up the Capitol wall, busting in the doors, breaking and entering, loitering, littering, and also trespassing, they would have just got slid to the side and told them to go home nicely? You think that would happen?
No, because like Trump said before, once you start looting, start shooting.
Okay. So you think this has been a part of his master plan?
No, what he's saying is...
Yes, it was. Because he started it.
When it came to
the thing about it is, he participally, how can I say it? I don't want to word it wrong. But he honestly said a president is not wrong, a president is not right.
So
but it's okay for you to allude because he's the president.
Well, in all reality, he didn't allude. He's sitting inside the White House, and he's watching this stuff going on. And even the president-elect now, Joe Biden, even said, make a speech. Literally come out here and talk to these people and talk them down and tell them to leave. Now, he did say, 45 is 45. And I ain't coming to his rescue because, believe me, he got his own back, front, and left and right side. But he did say, stop and go home. Y'all should not do this or whatever. But he ain't give the correct order.
I didn't
he also said that they won by landslide. But you never won by landslide.
But that right there could tell you how powerful people are quick to believe into a lie and how far they're willing to go. A woman lost her life today all behind a lie and following this gentleman, following this man.
It was, but hold on.
Much I got Ralph on the line. Ralph, Much is on the line.
He helped entice that crowd. You can't sit there and entice a fight, and then when the fight get out of hand, say I don't got nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Just because you didn't throw no blows or, you know what I mean, put no weapon in nobody's hand, you can't sit there and entice the fight.
Yeah,
and when the fight get out of hand, now there's, it ain't got nothing to do with me. Or I need to stop that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's what he's been doing. He's been enticing this fight for over 2 months. And now that the fight is out of hand and you got officers on the front line getting hurt, you got people in the Capitol building got to run for safety. This is not black people and white people. This is our whole American justice system.
Yeah, the whole system need to be revamped and redone.
The whole system is messed up. And then he got them feeling like the Democrats or the radical left, what they call it.
Give me a second.
You got he calls it the radical left. You sit here saying the radical left is taking your White House and
we
taking
also
taking your government. We're not taking nothing. We won.
President.
That was it. We won. And you got people. I'm watching the debate, the House floor and in the Senate. And they're all saying the same thing. Y'all need to tell these people the truth. He lost. That's it. He lost. He took it. He took it to court. He took it to the state courts in every state. He lost. Every state judge said the same thing.
Hold on 1 second, Ralph. Hold on. Mush, could you chime in right quick so I can hear you?
Yeah, you can hear me.
Yeah, he's on there. He's on there now. You can hear Ralph, correct too, right, Mush?
No, I can't hear him.
Okay, well I can hear you.
Mush?
Yeah, Mush can't hear Ralph.
Ralph can hear him though.
Oh, Ralph can hear you, Mush. But go ahead, you can chime in. Yeah, we hear. Go ahead, continue, Ralph.
No, I was just saying that every state judge and every state official, everybody in Senate, everybody on the House floor is saying the same thing. Y'all need to tell these people the truth. They've been believing lies for months now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, it's going a little bit further than months, Ralph. It's been years they've been dealing with these lies. The more the world is waking up and seeing the truth.
He doesn't help entice. I know, but this whole thing in the White House in D.C., he helped entice that because he already said before the election, if I lose, it's because the election is rigged.
Yeah, but see,
we didn't even vote yet. Yeah, you're already telling these people.
But we, the Society of Indigenous Colored People here, we knew something like this was going to happen. We knew this a couple of years ago. We knew this was going to get to this point. We were the ones out here taking apart in the rumor mill and saying that, he ain't going out there just regular. He going to go out kicking and streaming. He going to start something. He's not letting it go. So we were saying this amongst ourselves in communication, making sure everybody had knowledge of being careful. There was people saying stay out of D.C. during the 5th, 6th, and 7th of January. It's going to go down. Them electoral votes came down. There's a lot of things going on, and they're like, or if the votes don't get counted in, Biden's not going to be completed as president. What they was trying to do was stop that Senate House, that completion of that Senate House, and the Democrats got the House. Now, what do you think, Mush?
Okay, I like to intervene on that.
Sure, listening.
The last time Democrat had the House was when the early 1800s.
I believe it was like in the early 19s, but I'm not sure. Continue.
Now they said a couple of years back.
Now
I think probably like maybe Clinton.
President to be elected, right? He stood out to say vote, vote, vote. Stop Trump from doing this, stop Trump from doing that. My thing is, I think every president is corrupted. But that's not my opinion. That's not your opinion. It's everybody's opinion to vote on the equal opportunity. So I'm going to give you an example. It's just like Bernie Sanders said. Joe Biden said, elect me, I'm going to pass out this money.
Yeah.
Everybody looking at, okay, he passing out money, I'm a vote for him.
They fell for the flim flam.
The okie doke.
Yeah, the okie doke.
Is that the key everyone to vote, or is he's going to stand up to his promise, or is it just another presidential
gimmick
to get elected?
Yeah.
But actually, when the first stimulus came out, Trump sent letters to everybody's house who got a stimulus saying it was for him.
Yeah.
He did that first. Nobody ever did that, and then he made it seem like he personally made sure you got this money. When actually, this ain't your money. This is your tax money.
I didn't get no
letter. It
letter.
came from the IRS. Huh?
I didn't get
Everybody got letters. I get a letter.
In this country got a letter.
Got a letter
and guess
from
what?
the IRS saying, I'm your president, Trump, and this is a little something to help you out in these difficult times.
Yeah.
He should have got a letter with that.
And that same
this
letter,
ain't coming from your bank
you want to
account.
know how I know that? Not saying you, Mike, but a lot of people got that letter. That was the same letter that was inside that box that they was giving people out for those. They called it care packages.
Yeah.
Or something that came from the state or the government, and they put it together and started giving it to the people because they know this is we at a hairline of the Great Depression all over again, but it's a little bit more chaotic.
Exactly.
And today, my opinion at the Capitol, it looked like Babylon. It looked like Babylon.
And even people in Capitol was like, yeah, that's unethical. You wasn't supposed to do that.
And how many times you get the Republicans to go against other Republicans saying, nah, this ain't what we do. This ain't how we did it. I don't see how they didn't call. Yeah. They made the comment of contacting the National Guard about 12:45 today. They ain't show up till like 6 o'clock. But I got an insider that told me they was already there. They had airplanes coming from New York and other places, Virginia, whatever, to fly in for.
How you got an insider?
Because I have friends.
You ain't got no damn friends.
It's always one.
What are you saying about a birch? Well, actually, mush. You hear me?
Yeah.
I had a question. If you was president, what would you do differently? How would you change things?
If I was president, what would I do different, and how would I change it?
If you was the president of the United States,
I would get Monica Lewinsky
what would I
back
do
first,
different, and how would I change it?
how would you make things better for the people in the United States?
Well, actually, you can't make anything different.
Damn, right off the bat, you
Because
giving up?
everything you try to do right will always be wrong.
But what would you do, though?
If you had that opportunity to be the commander-in-chief of this great nation, what would you do? Because you are right on one at your beginning point. Some people are going to be upset, but you can't make everybody happy. I learned that as well. But as long as your decision is for the greater good, what would you do? What would you actually do and decide?
For one, I would try to make it equal. I would try to make it back to great nation.
Back to great nation.
I like that. Continue, please.
When was it a
Because
great
that-
nation?
And shout out to you, wifey. I see you back there. Shout out to you. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Queen Sin in the building.
At one time, we was a great nation until we departed.
Hey, man, you got one of those
So
red
for
hats in your
me,
closet?
I would try to make it back to equality.
You don't got a red
Justice.
hat on, do you?
I'm starting to suspect.
Yeah, they thinking you trying to sound like you're a MAGA representative. Make America great again. I'm gonna let you know right now, and I'm gonna pull your ghetto car much. Can I get a horn? Can I get a horn? Can I get a horn? I need a Funk Master Flex beat for you. If you pull that bullshit, we gonna pull your ghetto card out here today. Real rap. We are not playing. I wish I started sooner with your host, Michael Dwayne Paylor.
Oh, you got it right. About time.
That's what we doing, ladies and gentlemen. Now we gonna ask the question one more time. We want the truth. We don't care who it hurt, how it's gonna go down, because we know it's gonna come from
Give it to us
your heart.
straight.
Give it to us straight from 201. If you was the president of the United States of America today, say if you was Joe Biden, what would you do to rectify all of this?
I'd pay my mama's rent.
First of all,
You terrible.
I turned the White House to a black house,
Yeah.
and then I shut the nation down.
Shut it down like how?
Shut the nation down. Like how and for what reasons you would shut the nation down?
I'm shutting it down due to the simple fact that we got this COVID thing going on.
Okay.
And then you got a second strain.
Mm-hmm.
So I would try to get it under wraps.
So you would ensure the American people that you're going to make the proper decision to get get a better handle on this COVID-19 situation, give them a much more secure feeling on these strains and these vaccines that's definitely going to work for them. But you would take steps on trying to make everything fair and equal, you're saying?
Exactly.
Say more about the making things fair and equal.
Yeah. Could you please elaborate on the fair and equal part?
I'm making it equal all the way around the board.
How, though?
How? What steps would you take?
For one, now if I was in the higher power, you know, you still got people that's out here about to lose their apartments.
Yes.
You got people out here that's still hungry.
Yes.
You got people out here that's still homeless.
Yes.
You got people out here that have the power to deal with it and still not dealing with it. They choose to take the opposite route because their pockets getting greased.
So you're saying that they are okay with letting people starve and be homeless and famine just to grease their own pockets?
But that's what capitalism is.
Yes.
It's a pyramid.
Yes, that's what it is.
A pyramid scheme.
Okay.
Because I could give you a prime example. You had the mass shooting in Jersey City, right?
Yes. On that's the one that was on Bayview Avenue.
With the
This was a few months ago.
With the Jews.
Yes,
Yeah.
with the Jews. Okay.
Now you see
You familiar with that, Ralph?
Hold on. Before we go any further, give me a horn on that. Shout out to our Jewish community and our brothers and sisters over there. Hoping that all y'all be safe out there.
Now you had Steve Filippo, whatever his name is, come out, big meeting, broadcast in Jersey. But then you have the female that got killed in front of her kids over a guy touching her. He didn't broadcast that.
Wow. So he was
You out here, you stepping up for the Jewish community because they greasing your pockets. You making way for them to step in.
broadening their horizons in the urban community.
My thing is, the black community,
is the Jewish community
is not stepping
looking
up
out for the black community? Because they all in the black community buying up homes, buying up houses, buying up property.
They get
But is
scared.
you helping them?
That's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. We got to get somebody from the Jewish community, possibly, if not this time, next time, to speak on those notes. But Mush, you got a question from Ralph. What was your question, Ralph?
I was just saying, in Jersey City, right? Before I left, even now when I go up to see my kids, and this is Jersey City, y'all from Jersey City, I know what I mean. There's a lot of Jewish people walking around in neighborhoods that I won't even walk around in. And they buying up houses, buying up property, buying up shit. I'm like, okay, I see you here. You know what I mean? But is you here to help? Or is you here to remove
Why do you
us?
think, who said it was their job to help black people in that
I ain't
community?
saying it's their job to help. I'm just saying, what are you here for?
They're here
Because
to
nobody in the
capitalize
black
on-
community in the ghetto for nothing. Somebody, they only there for
They're there
personal
to
gain.
flip properties and to move black people out.
You know what I mean?
It's called, what is it, gentrification? That's what they're there for. They're participating in the capitalistic.
And for a while,
dreams of
since we've been
America.
growing up there, I ain't never seen nobody of any other color than ours
Yeah, that's
in those
true.
neighborhoods. Now that they're there, they just come in numbers.
Yeah, but
And they're not on the west side. They're not downtown. They're on the
What did he
hill
say?
He
in
said-
the ghetto
He's talking about.
buying up houses.
Hold on, Ralph. Let's we have to repeat what you're saying. So
He
let's hear it.
expressing that what is the reason that the Jewish community is owning and taking over Jersey City, Greenville area at an enormous rate, and what are they doing back for the community? What are they literally doing? Like literally open up stores, doing things for schools that
Right.
all people could come in and not just their community, buying up the properties,
But
which
wait,
they do have a
why
right,
do
which
y'all-
they have a
why
right
do
to
y'all
purchase
expect
and
Jewish
buy
They
into
do have a
them.
right.
Well, why
But
do you
it's just
expect
not-
them to save you? Because
I'm not
they
asking
come-
them to
like
save
the
us. I'm
Chinese
just saying,
people
is
come
you
into
here
the
to
black
help or is
community
you here to
and
hurt us?
They bring their restaurants in the Muslim, like not the Muslims, but the Midwest, Eastern, Western
Indian.
people.
Well, I got much before you say
No,
something.
I'm not
Before you say
expecting.
something,
I'm not expecting them to save me. I'm not expecting them to save anyone.
you're saying give back to the community in which they in.
In general. I'm speaking in general. Chinese, Jewish, Korean, Asian. They come here and get a free ride.
Yeah.
How long you been here?
Forever.
All our lives.
And that's why.
My ancestors been here all
That's
our
the,
lives.
I gotta say this. I gotta say this to you,
Hold
family.
on.
It's 40
You've been here
acres.
forever, and ask me, and I'm gonna ask you this question: when you go to the bank to get a loan, they ask you your credit score, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
When they come and get a loan, they don't ask them anything.
And I said,
So,
and I expressed that earlier. To Mike, I said to Mike, I said, if I was a president, I said, Mike, if I'm the president, and he was like, well, you know, what you think? I'm thinking you're going to say reparations or something. I said, yeah, anyone indigenous that lives in the United States of America, they shouldn't pay taxes. Any people of color should not pay taxes. He was like, well, what about the people that are just coming over here? I said, listen, I couldn't exclude them out because they're leaving where they're coming from to get here to have better. So what I will see is after they gain their citizenship, and they worked and did whatever they had to do for their family for 10 years, where they did pay taxes after 10 years, then they should be a part of not having to pay the taxes. Because the United States, regardless of the turmoil it's going through now and embarrassment of today, they have saved a lot of countries with money, FEMA, things of years. They're constantly giving billions of dollars here, there, all over the place. And, we have poverty, we have starving, we have kids out here. They just found a kid in Philadelphia, a baby in Philadelphia, tied up. A white officer, shout out to him, took the baby, went into the precinct and everything, got the baby help, and they're looking for whoever had the child. No, they found the baby. Someone had a child.
Okay.
And wrapped the child up and left the child there.
Brenda.
In that circumstance, yes. And it was a white officer found the child and kept his oath to the community in the state that he served that he was going to do the right thing, and he did the right thing, and the baby is healthy now. They're still looking for the parents, but you know that's something right there itself. You know what I mean? That's like a shockwave.
Brenda had a baby.
Same thing what Mike just said. That's why I believe that they need to stop having so much of the segregation now. Do you notice that? That's
what's is going on right now is the segregation.
Yeah.
Wait, say more about that.
I think it's a smoke and mirror type thing.
It is, because it's not even. I'm gonna say like this. It's more so less of a smoke and mirror, but then you got the people hating amongst each other. So
Yeah.
I give you 10,000. I don't give this person 10,000, but then I give the significant others that come into the country money.
Yeah, that's to keep their machine going. And what has been hard, my opinion, what has been hard for years, is a trust factor. Not saying for me, but with our people, so we could get to that level. Because it seems like I said this to Mike earlier. I don't know if you was listening or not. I said once we get to a certain goal, it's like a blockage right there. So you got to sacrifice something. There's a level. You could get to, just say if you get $3 million from businesses and running this, that, third, but you want to get to that next 50 million mark, you're going to have to be able to network with a certain amount of people, and you're going to have to leave some people behind. Everybody's not meant to go to the top with you, but they have to play their position for everybody to be able to get to where they have to go. You have to take some sense of responsibility for what you want, like the communities. Like I visit much up there a couple of weeks ago, and I was saying to him when we was in the car, I said, Mush, look at all these boxes and these trucks that was coming out of nowhere. Right or wrong, Mush? There was like hundreds of box trucks giving this food out to people just walking down the street. Now, I thought it was a way that they could have went about it. So I asked somebody, I said, well, what's in this box? The first thing that opened was a letter from President Trump stating that this is for y'all. Y'all, and they wasn't even talking about this second stimulus. Mm-hmm. This is for y'all, and we're going to do X, Y, Z, this, that, third, and I help out from President Trump. And it had the information
I heard
stuff
about
on it.
These boxes, but
they definitely was out in the community. But what was that to do for somebody who's now went from probably was short on their rent to 4 months later really short on their rent, and only people who really got money was everybody who was unemployed. Everybody that was unemployed was getting extra money and all this other stuff, but the common guy, especially like the nurses, the doctors, the aides, people working in the hospitals, dealing with the old people, they wasn't getting no extra money. That's not fair to them.
Money.
That's not fair to them. These essential workers not getting anything. And then the messed up part about it was when they started talking about the second string, do you notice they were saying, oh, the essential workers was carrying the COVID and giving it to more of the elderly and giving it to more of these other people.
Now, I don't mean to interrupt you now.
You know, people usually say that when they interrupt you, right?
Yeah. We speaking upon the COVID.
Yeah.
Now, how can you fire essential workers if they don't take the COVID shot?
Yeah. They're going to make this to the point. You know, we've been talking about this for a while, that the world is split into those who live this way, those who live that way, those who are rich, those who are poor. There's no more middle class and nothing like that. Then there's going to be those who took the shot, those who didn't take the shot. Now, they're going to build a type of...
unless they make it a requirement for your CDL.
Oh, they have to revamp a lot of things with this country. And it's just getting crazier and crazier because no matter what, I don't think 45 is walking out of there the way people think that he's going to. Not like past presidents have.
He's going to get escorted out.
Mm. They were talking on the news about
what 45 did.
Was unacceptable.
Take 46 and 47 to make back.
Mm.
Yep.
I think this is my opinion. I think when the House Republicans kicked back and said, no, we're not going to give the American people $2,000. They're going to take this $600. Now, and I was explaining to Mike earlier, Germany, Russia, Canada, the Philippines, they was giving people of their country large amounts of money due to how severe this was. And
on a monthly basis.
And if it was 5 adults in the house, each person got this money to sustain them to try to have something more.
Yeah. Maybe the government should issue some type of vouchers for mortgages and renters to get them up to date.
I'm not going to co-sign with that because the United States is basically one of the richest countries in the world.
I don't think that's true anymore.
We cover a lot of people. And this is what I'm talking about when they talking about the second stimulus, which will be the third stimulus. Just like once Joe Biden get in, Barry Sanders said he need to keep his promise. You saying you passed the bill for maybe 9 trillion plus my numbers may be off, but Bernie Sanders saying, you need to keep your promise. So those who have received the 6 supposed to get 14 more.
Yeah.
But
supposedly, but even
if he don't keep his promise,
if you talk about
you're not going to be able to take him out from being a president because we have all been promised some things before through this government.
True.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. All presidents.
But if you talk about a second strand, and it could be a third, fourth strand, because they keep saying there's multiple.
If I run for president the next 4 years, and I tell you, I'm giving out free marijuana.
Yeah.
I'm making drugs, cocaine, dope, ecstasy, everything legal.
Why?
Oh, you turned this country into Canada.
But why?
I'm giving out $4,000 stimulants because we just went through a depression. You're not gonna vote for me?
But listen how you listen how that sound. No, I wouldn't, because you know why? You have people that's already depressed, hungry, starving, out here, damn near about to do everything.
$4,000. You can't feed yourself with $4,000.
No. You heard what he just said. Just because they are accepting to make marijuana legal.
He said all drugs.
Yeah, but you got to be crazy, because the biggest you cannot allow. He just said that. That's why I'm not agreeing with him.
All right.
You can't make heroin and cocaine legal. Bad enough we having a problem with it not being legal now.
States did. I forget
This
what
is what they're doing now.
Yeah.
one of the states did
Under
make it
the
legal.
table, this is what they're doing now.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna need y'all to make sure y'all tune into these other shows we're gonna have coming up.
I can see you excited.
People is looking at the free money.
Yeah. This is something here, man. This is something.
So, fellas, I got to get ahead and go because I got to get up in the morning. I'm going to catch y'all later, man.
All right, shout out for coming out, Ralph. You know, tuning into the I Wish I Started Soon.
Appreciate you for being on the show, brother.
Y'all keep doing y'all thing. Shout out to the Michael Show.
You niggas are going to learn
y'all later, man.
the damn show. The name of the show is I Wish I Started Sooner.
You said get you in the studio?
Yeah.
Oh man, we gonna have a special. You know what? We gonna have our own version of Drink Champs.
Yeah,
Smoke Champs.
Show up.
Smoke Champs. And I also want y'all to keep y'all air out. You know what I mean? We gonna get a little session up for the Nighthawk. It's gonna be coming out to y'all real soon. Playing music. It's called the Nighthawk. I want y'all to tune into it.
Before you go, Ralph, I gave Woody the bong today.
Oh, you gonna do that?
He damn
That's
near
what
died.
We doing that?
Yeah, I thought you was a smoker.
Well, you can call it what you want to, man. 48 years on this planet, I never hit a bong. I hit a bong. It was something different.
Died.
It was something different. It's something different for me.
That's why you so chatty, bot.
Yeah, you took over my show.
Nah, I ain't take over the show.
Get a drink.
Y'all need to get
Yes. Yeah, basically.
Hey, Ralph, tell me to say catchy. Tell me to say catchy. Y'all need to be tuning into the Nighthawk.
Quiet
Yes.
motherfucker.
Mush, where this morning? That's Fly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a little song for y'all ladies out here. I'm going to turn this on to y'all. It's about 11:09 right now, and make y'all peel back a little something.
Hey, yo, I thought you was looking at Barry White shit.
Oh, man. Tune into
Yeah, you saw that movie Talk to Me like he done took over the airwaves and shit.
Yeah, bro. He gonna be a pirate radio.
Yo, he gonna have me on here, right? Look at Mike. He had me on here talking about some. No, tell him how you feel. Tell him how you feel. I said, listen. If we gonna have a show like that, please believe me, we could get loose. We could get loose and just let it out. Let it out. You know what I mean? Speak your mind.
Right,
social media.
All right,
Much Ralph say he holler at you.
Y'all be happy. Have a good night, man.
All right,
All right, bro.
All right. That shit crazy as hell, yo. It's crazy as hell. We having a lot of love out here tonight. Everybody tuning in tonight. Mush, you got anything else you want to let the people know?
Tell them what your socials are.
Lay off, stay up, vote the right way.
How can the people reach you? Social media, Instagram, Facebook, let them know.
I don't mess with social media.
Good man.
It's a dangerous game.
That's a whole nother topic.
That's the devil's tool.
The devil not welcome here.
Oh, man. All right, Much. I'm going to holler at you later. Thanks for coming through. You know what I mean? I wish I started sooner. With your host, Michael Dwayne Paylor in the building. I holler at you. Salute, soldier. Oh, man. This is cool, man. This is cool. All right. So what we doing?
I guess wrapping up.
All right,
It's been a good show.
Definitely. We're going to tune in with
all
y'all.
over the place.
Yeah, we is
All right,
everywhere.
so thanks for joining us. I'm going to try to get this up as soon as possible, hopefully tomorrow, because I want to keep it recent.
Definitely.
Nice and fresh. So thank you for coming on my show, bro.
Appreciate it, sir. Appreciate it.
Let me hit that button. Oh, outro. One time for my outro. You know, I made it. I'm talented in multiple fields. I don't like to toot my horn, but
Handle your business.
All right.